friends, let's talk a little bit about science and music. I firmly believe that music is something where you can find it in any subject, whether it's language arts or mathematics or science, social studies. There's some tie into music everywhere. And we talked a little bit about this with your instruments that we made the other day on the science of how sound is made of vibration. And when we take that vibration and we put it together with other vibrations and they vibrate together and it sounds nice, that's when we get harmony. And when we stack those vibrating sounds, maybe one vibrates faster and one vibrates slower in order next to each other, that's where we get melody. Well, I want to talk about another instrument that we're going to make, but I'll show you in just a minute. But I'm going to start with this little piece of paper, this little strip of paper, and this kind of represents a sound wave. This is called the fundamental. It's a big word, but it's a fundamental. This is how long the sound wave is, and this particular one is about, I'd say about a foot long, about 11 inches, I think. And sound waves, the way they work on a string or in the air is you can make them bigger or smaller by dividing them in half. So if you have a string that is this long, it's going to vibrate with this 11-inch, in this case, sound wave. If I fold that in half, well, now it's about 5.5 inches. And you're gonna get 2 sound waves vibrating. And they are gonna go faster, they're gonna be smaller, and that's gonna sound higher to your ear. And now, how do you make 3? You don't get to make 3. You only get to make 4, because if I have 2 sound waves here, I can only fold it in half, right? So I'm gonna fold this here in half. And now we have 4. I'll unfold it a little bit and you can see the 4 sections of it. We have 4 sound waves, and if those are all vibrating at the same time, it's pretty small. It's pretty small, it's a pretty tiny little sound wave. And then we can make it even smaller. What would be the next if we started off with 1, fold it in half, now we have 2, fold that in half, and now we have 4. What would be the next one? If you said 8, you are correct. Look how tiny that one is. Tiny, that's 8. That's how tiny 8 sound waves would be if we divided an 11-inch sound wave in half 3 times. What would be next? Oh, here's 16. It's super tiny. It's super tiny. And then after that, here's 32, and it's super duper tiny. And that's all I can fold. I can't fold that in half anymore. It's so tiny. If we took a different piece of paper that's already short, you can still fold that in half. Only in half, and get 2. It's already very small, isn't it? 4, I almost said 6. That would have been wrong, huh? 8, 16. I know you're all shouting at your cameras at home, at your computer saying, do 32. I can't do 32. It's too small. I can't fold that in half.
I have a challenge for you. How many times can you fold a piece of paper in half? What if that piece of paper was a sound wave? How many times can you do it? I've heard it's impossible to fold a piece of paper in half, no matter how big or how small or how thick or how thin, any more than 7 times. Can you fold a piece of paper in half 8 times? Good luck.
So that's what's going on anytime you have a sound wave happening in something like this. This is a pipe. It's a PVC pipe that I had in my garage, sitting in a bucket, doing absolutely nothing. I can relate sometimes. And I thought I'd get it out, and I'm gonna make this into an instrument, and you can too. You can find a tube in your house. Paper towel tubes, they kind of work okay, but they do get a little soggy and they're a little bit big around. It's hard to get your mouth around your lips inside them and make a good seal. Toilet paper tubes, while you'd think would work really well, they don't work very well. They're really too short, they're too big around, and they are hard to find, as we know sometimes, right? So tubes around the house, I just use this one. This is a plastic PVC pipe. And whereas our silent instruments were very kind to your parents, these might not be as fun for your parents. So take a moment, go to your family, put your arms around them, give them a big hug, and tell them, I'm sorry for what I am about to do. I apologize in advance for the noise that I'm going to make, but it is something that I must do, and I appreciate your sacrifice for my scientific and musical explorations. Go ahead, push pause right here. I'll be back when you're done. Did you do it? Did you tell them? Okay, we're ready to go on now. I'm going to make a sound in this tube. There's lots of ways. I can tap it with my hand. Makes kind of a little blippy sound, doesn't it? Or I could do my favorite way. Now, I am a trombonist. That means I play an instrument where I buzz my lips to make a sound, like this. Go ahead, try it. If it doesn't sound nasty and gross, you're not doing it right. Right? Now, if I put that buzz in here, and as my fifth graders know, we did this with the P-bones. They make a sound. Ooh, that's pretty exciting, isn't it? There's another pipe I have around here somewhere. Oh, yes, right here. It's shorter. So let's listen to what this one's only about a 12-inch. Much higher. There's 16. There's 12. That's hard to play at the same time. Doesn't really work. But that's the idea. Now, this is something that you can also do. And this is a very long tube. This one is about 16 feet long. No, it's about 14 feet long. I measured it this morning. This is a garden hose. If I get my garden hose and I have a really long one out in the back, it's too long for this. You need one that's somewhere between around 10 to 16 feet long. This one's 14 feet long and it should work. And this is very much like the Alphorn.
Ricola.
The Alphorn is a beautiful instrument. They are very long. It's not an easy instrument to pack up in a case and take anywhere because it is very long. Some of them are 20 or 30 feet long. In Switzerland, in the mountains, Alphorn players will go out and they will stand in the valleys and on the mountainsides and they will play their Alphorn instrument by blowing. And they can make certain different notes by blowing faster, buzzing faster, and slower with their lips. Remember, it's not just blowing, it's buzzing the lips to make sounds.
Ricola. Ricola.
And this is my Alphorn, and here comes Ned. Say hi, Ned. Ned is a superstar. Everybody loves Ned. Oh, he's nice and warm. He's been sitting out in the sun. Whew, he's starting to shed because the weather's getting warm. So here we go. Here is my garden hose Alphorn. Oh, isn't that nice? I'm going to accompany myself. I'm going to make a little bit of harmony with this instrument called a shruti box. It makes a set of notes that can continue. So here's your challenge, friends. Can you find something around your house that is a tube and experiment with it? Play it, buzz it. Send me a video of you playing that. We're going to call this the Alphorn Challenge. And see how many people can send me in those things doing an Alphorn, combining a little bit of science with a little bit of music, and maybe transporting yourselves in your imagination to the great, beautiful Swiss Alps, even if it's just for a moment until your family gets annoyed with you playing all of these noisy instruments. This has been Mr. Thaxton. I hope and wish for you a wonderful, beautiful day, and take care and stay well.